Picture yourself in this scenario. You've recently boarded your cruise vessel. There's anticipation in the air, sea air on your face, and expectations of an ideal 7 days on the water. However, less than 60 minutes later, you sense something's amiss. The cuisine doesn't live up to your expectations. The staff appears hurried, and the overall atmosphere doesn't align with your preferences. Before long, you're questioning your decision. Was this the incorrect cruise company? Here's what you need to know. Each cruise company possesses its unique character. You'll find everything from vessels focused on celebration and those catering to families, to premium getaways and tranquil hideaways, and selecting an unsuitable one could transform an ideal holiday into complete disappointment. In this video, we'll be evaluating all prominent cruise companies from the least favorable to the most exceptional, drawing from authentic passenger feedback, confirmed experiences aboard vessels, and passenger assessments from tens of thousands of voyagers around the globe. Several placements in this evaluation may catch you off guard. When we conclude, you'll understand which cruise company suits you optimally and how to select your subsequent cruise with complete assurance. Let's begin immediately. Position 1. MSC Cruises, the Vegas at Sea gamble. We have MSC Cruises. I need to be candid, there's a valid explanation for this company's placement at the list's end. While MSC holds dominance in European waters, their North American operations show they're still determining their identity. Their vessels appear stunning with glass-filled atriums, Swarovski crystal staircases, and that excessive Vegas-style oceanic atmosphere. Upon boarding, your initial thought is likely, this appears upscale. However, as time passes, issues become apparent. The quality of service varies. Occasionally it's hospitable and careful, while other instances it seems distracted and apathetic, partially because staff members manage various languages and differing cultural standards. The culinary offerings fluctuate dramatically between unexpectedly excellent and questioning why you endured a 40-minute delay for this particular dish, particularly within their primary eating areas, and when compared to more seasoned companies, the overall experience frequently seems fragmented. Their rates typically fall below most prominent cruise companies, which attracts customers. However, there's a compromise involved. You frequently receive value proportional to your payment. Numerous voyagers characterize MSC as among the most unreliable cruise experiences available. The level of coordination, shows, and even information sharing can differ significantly between different vessels. However, in fairness, there exists one notable exemption: MSC's Yacht Club. This represents their premium vessel-within-a-vessel approach, featuring exclusive deck areas, personal butlers, and superior cuisine. Within the Yacht Club boundaries, it resembles a completely distinct cruise, tranquil, sophisticated, and selective. Venture beyond those boundaries, however, and the budget reductions become evident in food service, staff attention, and overall environment. It's also worth mentioning that MSC's European voyages differ substantially from their American departures. Throughout Europe, you'll encounter extended routes, delayed evening meals, and diverse international passengers. In American markets, the atmosphere tends more toward Carnival or Royal Caribbean, though lacking equivalent reliability or refinement. MSC creates initial impressions with visual appeal, but has difficulty maintaining reliability in crucial areas. It merits consideration at an appropriate cost or if you're simply curious. Simply maintain reasonable expectations, particularly if dependability and sophisticated service matter to you. Position 2. Carnival Cruise Line, maximum fun, minimum cost. Carnival carries a certain image, and honestly, the company fully accepts it. There are bright lights, music near the pools, unlimited hamburgers and frozen beverages, and a somewhat disorganized vibe. And to be truthful, that image holds some accuracy. Carnival caters to passengers seeking greatest enjoyment for smallest expense. Their rates rank among the industry's most affordable, making it an accessible option for those desiring a swift and economical escape. And the onboard vitality is undeniable. Between dancing events and singing competitions, to humorous performances and knowledge contests, activities constantly occur, occasionally simultaneously. However, here's what newcomers frequently fail to grasp. Carnival presents mixed results. During one evening, you may dine at their steakhouse and consider, this exceeds my expectations. The following evening, you might experience lengthy waits for tepid pasta within the primary eating space. Such variability represents part of the journey. Accommodations serve their purpose but remain simple. Interior design can be vibrant, and those hoping for peaceful refinement or cultivated atmosphere will find themselves aboard an inappropriate vessel. Staff quality fluctuates based on the personnel and passenger capacity. Shows are large, dramatic, and occasionally somewhat unpolished. Consider budget-conscious Vegas atmosphere. Does this render Carnival inadequate? Absolutely not. It simply requires understanding your commitment. For friend groups seeking an enjoyable, relaxed party atmosphere on the water, Carnival provides precisely that. For families wanting abundant child-appropriate options while maintaining budget constraints, it's a reasonable selection. And it deserves mention that Carnival possesses one of cruising's most devoted followings. Many travelers voyage annually because they appreciate the vitality, the worth, and the casual acceptance. However, if your ideal cruise encompasses sophisticated dining, fine art displays, and tranquil ocean days accompanied by wine and gentle piano melodies, Carnival will probably seem excessively tumultuous. Position 3. Norwegian, NCL, the Freestyle Trap. Norwegian centers around one major concept: freestyle voyaging. There are no predetermined meal schedules, no formal attire requirements, and no inflexible organization. Desire sushi at 2200 hours? Proceed. Want beef and a Broadway-inspired performance the subsequent evening? Accomplished. Such liberty distinguishes NCL. However, here's the issue. Optimal cuisine typically isn't found in complimentary eateries. It's located in exclusive establishments that require additional payment. And although meal bundles assist, your freestyle journey can rapidly become payment-based if you desire premium selections. Norwegian's genuine strength appears in shows. Their contemporary vessels showcase complete Broadway-scale performances including Jersey Boys, Kinky Boots, and even Six. The standard of these performances easily ranks among the finest available at sea. Regarding evening activities, NCL features some of the most energetic taverns and night spots on the water. Their hidden advantage, though, lies in how effectively they accommodate individual passengers. Their studio accommodations, specifically designed and costed for single occupancy, combined with a specialized solo gathering area, arguably represent the industry's finest offering for unaccompanied voyagers. However, the compromise involves Norwegian potentially feeling expensive once you calculate all supplementary charges. Beverage bundles, internet connectivity, land excursions, and meal enhancements accumulate rapidly. And without purchasing those additions, the fundamental experience may seem more restricted compared to Royal Caribbean or celebrity offerings. Ultimately, Norwegian suits those craving adaptability and an energetic, entertainment-centered environment. It's excellent for romantic partners, individual passengers, and friend groups desiring enjoyment according to their personal timetable. However, if you're financially conscious or favor an all-encompassing sensation, you may discover the constant additional charges somewhat draining. Position 4. Princess Cruises, the classic choice. Princess represents one of the industry's most identifiable brands, merging conventional cruising ease with contemporary elements that attract diverse passengers. It's particularly recognized for its Alaskan routes. The company possesses its own accommodations and exclusive railway cars, enabling integrated terrestrial and maritime experiences that few competitors can equal. If Alaska appears on your aspirations, Princess deserves prominent consideration. Their vessels achieve excellent equilibrium, sophisticated without seeming pretentious and modern without excessive efforts toward trendiness. Culinary standards remain reliably strong, with exceptional exclusive eateries like Sabatini's and the Crown Grill Steakhouse receiving enthusiastic feedback from experienced cruisers. Among Princess's most remarkable developments is its medallion-class innovation, a compact wearable apparatus replacing your access card. It opens your quarters automatically, enables food or beverage requests from any location aboard, and assists in finding your fellow passengers. For those appreciating ease and customization, it genuinely transforms the experience. Princess falls short regarding evening activities and performances. Those anticipating late-hour establishments, vigorous Broadway performances, or excessive productions will likely encounter somewhat subdued evenings. Shows tend toward conventional offerings. Consider musical groups, staged performances, and activity evenings instead of revolutionary presentations. In summary, Princess best accommodates romantic pairs, families spanning multiple generations, and passengers desiring a traditional, calming cruise journey with contemporary luxury touches. It's not the most spectacular choice, yet it's pleasant, refined, and dependably satisfying, A company understanding its capabilities precisely and consistently executing them, combining eternal elegance with trustworthy assistance for a seamless, anxiety-free journey. Position 5. Royal Caribbean, the floating theme park. Following this, we encounter a genuine industry titan. If cruising resembled an amusement park, Royal Caribbean would represent the largest and most audacious facility globally. Their vessels are enormous floating metropolises filled with activities that occasionally cause you to overlook being on the ocean. Board one of their Oasis category or New Icon category vessels, and you'll discover everything ranging from Central Park featuring actual vegetation to wave simulators, aerial cables, vertical climbing structures, and even automated beverage servers. However, here's the reality. Royal Caribbean extends beyond mere display. It concerns options. You can dedicate your entire voyage unwinding beside the water feature while obtaining pizza at Sorrento's, or you can pursue everything with sophisticated dining at Chops Grill and Wonderland. You can observe a Broadway performance one night, a comedy presentation the following, and still possess time to investigate the Aqua Theater or frozen skating area. Families particularly favor Royal because there's genuinely options for all. Children at the water playground, adolescents in the gaming center, and grown-ups at the beverage lounge or wellness area. Naturally, compromises exist. These vessels can accommodate over 6,000 travelers, meaning favored locations reach capacity quickly. If you dislike queues or packed pool areas, you'll need to organize your schedule thoughtfully. And while Royal's standard rates encompass considerable content, the company is recognized for its incremental charging approach. The finest cuisine, internet access, and shipboard activities frequently involve supplementary costs. Recently, some devoted passengers have also observed the standard food quality declining somewhat, possibly to direct more visitors toward exclusive establishments. Nevertheless, Royal Caribbean maintains its position as among the globe's most comprehensive cruise companies, featuring impressive vessels, unparalleled shows, and activities that can be as economical or as premium as you design them. It's the supreme people pleaser, exhilarating, family-appropriate, and abundant with diversity. Position 6. Disney Cruise Line, magic, or just expensive. This cruise company exists in its own universe. Most individuals hear Disney and presume it's exclusively for young people, but that represents only partial truth. Certainly, it's the supreme family cruise company, and the youth facilities operate at another tier. Picture youngsters constructing mechanical beings with Star Wars figures, socializing with Marvel champions, or encountering Disney royal characters in storybook-ideal environments. The creativity and precision here surpass every alternative family cruise offering dramatically. However, the genuine surprise involves how effectively Disney serves grown-ups. There are peaceful adults-exclusive water areas and gathering spaces, plus sophisticated eating establishments like Palo and Remy, dining venues easily competing with what you'd encounter on premium companies like Celebrity or Regent. Shows represent another strong point. The Broadway standard performances, from Beauty and the Beast to Frozen and Aladdin, are magnificent. The staging, musical arrangements, and acts are so refined that even veteran cruisers are astonished. And for perpetual Disney enthusiasts, they're worth the cost independently. Obviously, all that enchantment carries a cost. Disney voyages are costly, sometimes approaching twice the expense of comparable routes on Royal Caribbean or Carnival. However, the exchange involves reliability and standards. Quarters exceed average dimensions. Culinary quality surpasses anticipations, and assistance is perfect, with personnel who appear to predict your desires before you recognize them. Everything seems constructed to render your experience smooth and, naturally, enchanting. So, who suits Disney? Families will extract maximum benefit, though it's also ideal for devoted Disney admirers or grown-ups desiring a measure of reminiscence with premium refinement. It's not an economical company, and it doesn't attempt to be. Disney provides something scarcer, an occurrence constructed on sentiment, creativity, and incomparable focus on precision, something no alternative cruise company can genuinely duplicate. Position 7. Celebrity Cruises, the modern luxury leader. Celebrity markets itself as contemporary premium service, and truthfully, it fulfills that commitment. Their Edge category vessels like Celebrity Edge and Apex represent architectural masterworks. Instead of vibrant hues or gimmicks, you'll encounter streamlined construction, elevated gardens, and fashionable gathering areas resembling a premium boutique accommodation more than a conventional cruise vessel. The distinctive magic carpet, that vivid orange structure ascending and descending the vessel's exterior, perfectly represents Celebrity's inventive, design-oriented approach. Cuisine is where Celebrity genuinely excels. There are numerous complimentary dining establishments, each possessing its unique concept and environment, so you're never consuming meals in identical spaces consecutively. And if you appreciate sophisticated dining, the exclusive establishments like Le Petit Chef and Fine Cut Steakhouse consistently rank among the ocean's finest. The passengers on Celebrity tend to be grown-ups, romantic pairs, and culinary enthusiasts who value excellent assistance and a cultivated environment without ultra-premium company's formality. It's sophisticated yet comfortable. And when examining costs, you'll frequently discover that after adding beverage and internet bundles to a Royal Caribbean rate, Celebrity's partially comprehensive pricing actually becomes superior value for a significantly more premium occurrence. Shows on Celebrity are fashionable and refined, not as enormous or excessive as Royal Caribbean stagings, but attractively presented and frequently more creative. Consider inventive movement, musical groups, and modern acts reflecting the company's refined character. And then there's the assistance, where Celebrity genuinely dominates. The personnel-to-passenger proportion is substantial, and it's evident. Personnel remember your identity, your beverage, and your inclinations, achieving that ideal equilibrium between amiable and expert. However, Celebrity isn't designed for excitement enthusiasts or families pursuing water attractions. Its concentration is on elegance, assistance, and cooking, generating a refined, contemporary cruise occurrence that remains welcoming, pleasant, and naturally premium. Top 3. The cruise lines that truly stand above. Now for our top 3 entries, the cruise companies that genuinely rise above the competition. Position 8. Holland America Line, the timeless and refined experience. Holland America has been navigating for over 100 years, and that heritage appears in everything they execute. From the sophisticated vessel construction to the assistance culture characterizing the brand, this is a cruise company appreciating convention, tranquility, and cultivation over spectacle and display. You won't discover water attractions or racing vehicles here. Instead, you'll encounter keyboard instrument gathering areas, culinary instruction, and location presentations that attract passengers who value the craft of unhurried voyaging. Among Holland America's greatest advantages is location engagement. The company is particularly celebrated for its Alaskan routes, not merely because of its vessels, but because it actually possesses accommodations, railway vehicles, and terrestrial functions in the territory. This means they can provide profound, integrated terrestrial and maritime occurrences that few alternative companies can equal. Whether you're investigating frozen formations, fauna, or protected territories, Holland America transports you beyond the vessel in a manner that seems deliberate and thorough. The cuisine is reliably outstanding, not excessively premium, but discreetly refined. Selections emphasize quality components, skillfully prepared traditional dishes, and territorial delicacies reflecting the locations you're exploring. Exclusive establishments like Tamarind and Pinnacle Grill contribute another sophistication layer, and assistance throughout the vessel is reliably hospitable and expert. The shipboard atmosphere is peaceful, developed, and profoundly calming. You'll encounter fewer youngsters, fewer volume declarations, and more instances of stillness, individuals studying by the portal with a teacup or appreciating live traditional melodies during evenings. Holland America attracts passengers who favor a cultivated rhythm and authentic hospitality over continuous shows. That stated, this isn't the cruise company for all. If you're in your third decade, voyaging with young offspring, or seeking vigorous evening activities, you'll probably discover it understated. However, for passengers appreciating ease, traditional elegance, and a more profound attachment to the locations they explore, Holland America provides one of the ocean's most gratifying cruise occurrences, sophisticated, enriching, and discreetly eternal. Position 9. Virgin Voyages, the adults-only rule breaker. Richard Branson entered the cruise sector with one objective: to discard the established guidelines. Virgin Voyages isn't merely another cruise company, it's a complete experience transformation. From your initial boarding moment, you'll observe there are no youngsters, no buffet disorder, and no rigid ceremonial evenings. Instead, you receive a streamlined boutique accommodation atmosphere seeming youthful, fashionable, and naturally sophisticated. The vessels are attractively constructed. Consider contemporary artwork, environmental illumination, and elevated pool vitality seeming more Miami than maritime. And regarding cuisine, Virgin accomplishes something no alternative prominent company does. All 20-plus eating establishments are encompassed. From Korean barbecue to plant-based sampling selections to late-evening pizza, with no supplementary expenses for the cuisine itself. Internet access, carbonated beverages, and collective exercise sessions are also encompassed, a welcome modification in an industry where every addition typically carries a cost. Shows. Disregard Broadway. Virgin provides engaging theater, cabaret, performance art, and late-evening musical presenters seeming selected for grown-ups desiring something unanticipated. It's bold, enjoyable, and occasionally somewhat unrestrained, but consistently with that characteristic Virgin refinement. Obviously, it's not for all. If you appreciate ceremonial evening conventions, family enjoyment, or traditional vessel shows, you may discover Virgin somewhat too unconventional. However, if you're youthful in spirit and desire a cruise seeming like a contemporary, all-encompassing resort on the ocean, Virgin Voyages is among the most thrilling occurrences available. Its sole genuine limitation is a more compact collection and more restricted routes. However, make no error. Virgin isn't merely disrupting the sector, it's transforming it. With transparent costs, comprehensive advantages, and superior construction, this is the cruise company for passengers desiring something novel, current, and entirely distinctive. Position 10. The ultra-luxury tier. We've arrived at the list's summit, the absolute pinnacle of voyaging. This is where assistance, area, and tranquility unite to generate something that doesn't merely seem like a holiday, it seems like craftsmanship. At this tier, we're discussing the absolute finest: Cunard, Oceania, Viking Ocean, Crystal, Ponant, Silver Sea, Seabourn, and Regent Seven Seas Cruises. They all adopt different methods, but the outcome is identical: an occurrence constructed on individualized assistance, peaceful refinement, and remarkable focus on precision. These vessels are substantially smaller than mainstream giants, transporting hundreds rather than thousands. This means no masses, no queues, and personnel who actually recognize your identity and probably your beverage selection, too. Everything seems deliberate, from how your accommodation is arranged to how evening meals are presented. The quarters aren't genuinely quarters at all. They're accommodations, expansive, sophisticated, and frequently with exclusive balconies opening onto the view types most passengers only imagine. The cuisine operates at another tier, easily competing with Michelin-recognized dining establishments, with culinary experts who recall your inclinations and beverage specialists who coordinate every glass flawlessly. Nearly everything is encompassed, from internet access and sophisticated dining to premium beverages, land trips, and gratuities, depending on the company and route. You won't experience incremental charging here. It's all included in the occurrence, constructed to enable complete relaxation and concentration on the journey itself. Even the routes seem enhanced. Instead of packed Caribbean circuits, you might be navigating through the Norwegian waterways, investigating small Mediterranean harbors, or even traversing into Antarctica on an intimate exploration vessel. Viking distinguishes itself for its adults-exclusive approach, streamlined Scandinavian construction, and cultural profundity. Oceania is recognized for culinary-centered journeys to harbors alternative companies overlook, while Ponant specializes in small-magnitude explorations to the globe's most isolated locations. Regent, Silver Sea, and Seabourn perfect the all-encompassing premium formula with natural assistance and indulgent precision, and Cunard and Crystal bring that eternal grand maritime vessel convention, sophisticated, cultivated, and profoundly established in voyaging's golden era. These are voyages for passengers who don't merely desire a journey, but a world-standard occurrence. They're costly, without question, but they transform what voyaging can represent. Now, if you'd appreciate me generating a specialized video examining these 8 companies deeply, contrasting what renders each one distinctive, inform me in the remarks section. How to choose your perfect cruise. And there you possess it, the reality about what genuinely influences your cruise occurrence. The essential element isn't pursuing bargains or patterns. It's understanding what passenger type you represent and selecting the company aligning with your preferences. So, inform me, if you could undertake one additional journey across the ocean, what would it represent? Share it in the remarks. And if this provided you a novel perspective on voyaging, remain present. The subsequent video displayed reveals insider information most travelers never encounter.